The announcement of an upcoming reality show was met with, I'd say, a chill response online. So this is going to be hosted by Usher, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, and Julianne Hough, right? Julianne Hough?
Yeah.
I don't know celebrities these days, but Julianne Hough are set to co-host the Global Citizen Competition series from CBS, The Activist. So what is The Activist? Well, The Activist is a competition series that features 6 inspiring activists teamed with 3 high-profile public figures working together to bring meaningful change to one of 3 vitally important world causes: health, education, and environment. And so how will they do this? Activists go head to head in challenges to promote their causes, with their success measured via online engagement, social metric, and hosts' input. And we'll get to the final point of all of this, but already initially, now look, there's no trailer for it. The episodes haven't been released. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but the premise, a lot of people had a problem with it, Brett. I know you're a big fan of reality shows, generally shows where people are required to be naked for them. That's not gonna be the case here, so I just want you to relax. What do you think about The Activist based on what you've heard so far?
I was operating under the impression and assumption they would be naked. So I'll just be naked when I watch it. And I'll
naked and afraid of climate change.
Yeah,
I think would be the show.
Anyway. This is an amazing like mix of course and like you know, and so it's a cynicism test is what I used to call it on Pop Trigger all the time. You are now faced with a cynicism test, and much of this is how you choose to or can't help but react to some news.
Okay,
at the end of the
how
day,
do you react?
At the end of the day, I would argue it is very likely that a cause that needs funding is going to get funding. So good.
Okay.
If I've got pros and cons on my whiteboard, pro. The con is just like, I know that the final solution in this situation is to get an actual activist who does like grassroots work on the ground, actually making a difference tangibly and innovatively. Like, the best thing to come out of it would be they actually connect with this. I just want to feel good, and they canceled Extreme Makeover Home Edition audience that's watching this. Like, this is the result, and these shows, if it's what I assume it's going to be, since it's like, you know, activist judges, like there's 3 people that are helping you do this. Like, it's called a shiny floor show. That's what they call it in the business. We got a big shiny floor show where there's like lights and there's people turning around and there's judges and then they're in a big room doing The Voice, a presentation, and there's people, we're getting reaction shots in the audience going, oh wow. Yeah. But like, the next step is to get actual activism and actual activists in front of this larger audience so that they know that A, it's not terrifying, and B, there's gonna be a little more work to it than just like, did you get likes and retweet?
Yeah. So definitely the judging is gonna be a part of it. And okay, good. I will try to engage seriously with your cynicism test. Yes, there will be money. Let me run through the rest of the details and we'll get to the money. The 3 teams have one ultimate goal: to create impactful movements that amplify their message, drive action, and advance them to the G20 summit in Rome, Italy. There, they will meet with world leaders in the hope of securing funding and awareness for their causes. The team that receives the largest commitment is celebrated as the overall winner at the finale, which will also feature musical performances by some of the world's most passionate artists.
That's where it's
that last bit.
That's where it's like, is there a barf bag nearby? We are the world.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Like if it was just, that means it would have been enough. Like it would have been enough if we just, hey, here's a 1-hour special where all these people got together and donated money to big causes. But like, they gotta pay Usher. They gotta pay Priyanka Chopra. There's Jamila Jamil tweet that's like, what if we just, hear me out, what if we just took the budget for this show and gave it to the causes? And then those 3 categories, health, medicine, something like that. It doesn't have social justice. It doesn't have economic justice. Like it doesn't, those aren't approved by the sponsors. It's a corporation that's making this. Like that's fundamentally the problem here. So what are they allowed to do in their drive to create a movement and what are they not?
Are they allowed to challenge the effect that corporations have in all these different areas? Are they allowed to call these foreign governments out on the promises they've made and habitually broken in these different areas? Are they allowed to call out individual politicians that are standing in the path to progress in these areas? I feel like they're not gonna be able to do any of that. So it's not just that this is commercializing for CBS activism, it's also constraining it. It's like taking it down this little thing that's gonna be able to say vague things about these topics, but probably not more. We could be wrong. I hope that we are, but I do wanna get to a few of the reactions. So Jamal Bowman had tweeted, I'm gonna activate the block button if I see any of y'all watching this mess. Which AOC responded, LMAO, I'm gonna submit one in your name. And Naomi Klein had a tweet that I really liked. She said, I'm confused. Is this an advanced Marxist critique to expose how competition for money and attention pits activists against each other and undermines deep change, or just the end of the world? And I could be wrong. We'll see. This doesn't seem great. I'm not saying it won't have any positive effect. Maybe some kid will watch it and think, I want to become an activist someday. Maybe that could happen. And maybe some money will go the right direction, but I feel like there's much better ways to do this that aren't tied to corporations like CBS.
Yeah, it's just like, it reeks of that photo op from the politician who shows up and doesn't care about the organization that they want to quote bring awareness to, but like hugs goes up to the cow and is like, oh, this cow should be happier, gets a photo with that, and then like washes the hell out of their hands and gets out of there as fast as possible. Yeah, but then again, that's just me being cynical. I have to be honest about that and jaded by all this. So that's where I'm at with The Activist.
We should do a poll. Can we get at least a Twitch poll up? I'm curious what people think about this. Is there any having it going on out there? For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.